It's the NFL on EA Sports. And this one features Josh Jacobs. He's the owner of the third most rushing touchdowns league-wide.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Dragons of Rio de Janeiro taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Cariocas, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. The Raiders offense heading out with their new man under center for 2023, the former Patriot, former 49er, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 16 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
Definitely productive, including scoring his 14th touchdown of the season last week. It's going to be fun to watch the matchup now because he has a nose for the end zone. So if you're a defender, what's your job? Keep him out.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his power.
Yeah, to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the... How about giving me an opportunity?
On first down, Richardson. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. A big play there. 41 yards. First and goal. A chance to convert that early turnover into points. Steps away to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Now it's Richardson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson from 3 yards out. And the Dragons are on the board first here in Vegas. Richardson will throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage. Put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there at 22. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here is 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Garoppolo. And it's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks when we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
He's to the 15, and all the way in for the touchdown. Christian Watson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Dragons have regained the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He hits Adams, complete. Touchdown. Davante Adams with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 2. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. Now the Rio offense set to take over. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
From his own end zone, it's Richardson. And his throw is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play. He simply dropped it.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. 1st and 10. Richardson looks to throw it. That one caught downfield by Watson. And a huge play that time. 62 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the... And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Dragons have yet again retaken the lead. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Oh, able to avoid him. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Here's Mecole Hardman. This taken in right around the goal line. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. 1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. And that is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Let's go!
1st and 10, it's Richardson. He finds Watson, it's caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Richardson to the air on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. Now Richardson. Touchdown! Christian Watson. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. As they have taken the lead. They'll look to throw. And that is caught for the 2 points. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
Here we go, here we go.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December
Yay,
left.
more football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. We are in for a good one as we're through one. Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here. So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? He'll look to throw. Again. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to... Oh, wide open, complete! And touchdown! Mecole Hardman, 69 yards. And the Dragons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Richardson looking to throw this. Being chased out left. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Abdullah's going to stay put, and the drive will start at the 25. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Jacobs going to try the middle. Sauce Gardner, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up to make the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown Raiders. Michael Mayer, 40 yards. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. There's Mecole Hardman as he brings this offense onto the field yet again. He's delivered a solid performance so far here in the second quarter.
Everything has been good for him, and right now, if you're on defense, you don't want it to go to great.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown. Christian Watson, 75 yards. And the Dragons are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Here's Richardson to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Here we go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Warriors 70. Set.
On 1st down, Richardson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. And Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 73 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this 1st half. On 1st down, Garoppolo. And that's complete to Adams. 20. Now he's loose again. Touchdown, Raiders. Devontae Adams on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this is back to a 5-point game. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Rio offense about to set up shop once again. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
And they'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. From the shotgun, Richardson. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown! Christian Watson, 54 yards. And the Dragons are able to add on to that lead. Richardson will throw for it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Here we go, here we go. 21, 21.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. It's caught here by Adams. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
One, Omaha.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. That is caught. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Garoppolo on first down. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Garoppolo again. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Garoppolo now. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Raiders have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
The way things have gone so far tonight, I figured this was going to be a touchdown because he's wide open. But instead, the ball's laid out just a bit too far, and they come up empty.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. But give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Garoppolo now, first down throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Here we go, here we go.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Garoppolo looks to throw. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, Gardner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Richardson back to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obvious they're looking for a runner to run by guys. At that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. And Richardson yet again. And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson as the first half is winding down. And the Dragons will extend their lead here just before halftime. They'll try and throw for it, eluding the pressure right. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got it at the 15. So we've reached halftime. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the 2nd half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson, 26 yards. And the Dragons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. They'll try and run it here. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line, and the try for 2, unsuccessful. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices, extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries, but the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on two-point plays as well.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Garoppolo.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now Richardson. That one caught downfield by Watson. There he goes again.
Touchdown!
Christian Watson
with career touchdown number 60.
And the Dragons have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Jermaine Johnson,
his 2nd sack of the night.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Hardman on the return.
The field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
On 1st down, Richardson.
Looking deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson.
Yeah, he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Christian Watson.
32 yards.
And the Dragons get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
So out come the Raiders.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They're in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
To throw is Garoppolo.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another fourth down.
Here's Hardman to return.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return.
Now the Rio offense set to take over. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Christian Watson
finding the end zone yet again.
And the Dragons have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Richardson will throw for it.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
The Raiders have the ball back, and here comes Devontae Adams to the field again.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Over the middle, complete. It's Adams.
And Devontae's going to have a Raiders first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now a give to Jacobs running right.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Garoppolo.
To the right side, here's Mayer.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Here we go.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll work down inside the 45.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Throw left side, complete. That's Jacobs. Touchdown, Raiders!
Josh Jacobs. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. Now the Rio offense set to take over. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the third. 1st and 10, it's Richardson. Christian Watson. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Flushed out right. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Anthony Richardson, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Dragons will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile, we do have an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Abdullah's going to stay put, and the drive will start at the 25. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete as well.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They'll try and run with a fullback Johnson. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw this. That's going to be caught. Touchdown! Christian Watson. He flat out can't be stopped. And the Dragons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Here's Richardson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again. Jermaine Johnson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now a give to the first man through, and that's Johnson. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That's taking it around the 40. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
2nd and 10, back to the air with Richardson. Another one into the hands of Watson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Again, it's Richardson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson finding the end zone yet again. And the Dragons continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Dragon 60. Go.
Richardson. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. He gets it left side to Johnson. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first.
2.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Here we go.
Las Vegas, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Devontae Adams from 6 yards away. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now the Rio offense set to take over. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Touchdown! Mecole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Dragons have now opened up a 7-touchdown lead. Unbelievable.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
They'll try and throw for it. Dancing to his left. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of the 2-point try. you know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both of your pins in this last half of the game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for two.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
21.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go with Jacobs. And he is going to have a Raiders first down. And they get it easily. A gain of 5 on 4th and 1. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
Now Richardson. That's to the pylon and incomplete. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you know, you can always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Yet another touchdown in what has just been a high-scoring affair, a fun one to watch. And it's the rookie quarterback, Charles, coming through with yet another touchdown pass to pad the lead.
Did we come into this game where defense was optional?
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Pass interference. Defense.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Garoppolo now. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So from the 26-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. Now Garoppolo. Now they go screen. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give them a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. To throw is Garoppolo. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here. But it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche. All right, maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave the stadium.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. Now the Rio offense set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
On the set. 19 Lions.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
On third down, here's Richardson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun. Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Offense.
Yeah, you got to wait until that ball goes 10 yards. They did not. They hit it before, and that draws the flag every time.
And there's no doubt in my mind that converting an onside kick has never been tougher in the NFL with the new rules. So trying to get it to 10 yards, timing up perfectly, that's tough enough to begin with. But when you go ahead and grab it before it goes, you've got no shot then.
2nd and 10. Garoppolo. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Barnes. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game.
Here we go.
Instead, second down. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. That's caught by Myers. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, man.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business.